So should I start?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. So basically what I'm dealing today with is something called the IELTS. It's an English language test which is usually given when a person is going abroad to study or work. This is an exam which is monitored by both British Council as well as IDP Australia. And it is recognized and accepted by the entire globe, that is all the countries. The purpose for giving this exam is that India is a non-English speaking country, and the person going out of India for any of these purposes is an English speaking country, so they have to be have a same communication level. There are two types of exams here, either the academic module or the general module. Depending on what purpose is a person going abroad, the module is selected. Both these modules have 4 sections: reading, writing, listening, speaking. Now, this is an exam where you don't need a predetermined knowledge. It's an exam which can be worked on. It's a communication-based exam which needs a lot of strategies, tricks, and time management. Time is actually the greatest enemy of a person to be able to crack this exam successfully, because it is a very, very comprehensively timed exam, and most of the students are not able to finish this exam within the given time. So for the first thing that we need to always do is make sure the student is able to understand the given time and how to solve the questions in that given time. That is basically by rationing the time properly. How do we ration the time? It is basically done in the act that the student should start working with double speed right from the beginning the exam starts. Let's talk about each section. The exam opens with a section called the listening section, which is a 30-minute audio section where the student will hear an audio clip and questions will be asked on that basis. After the 30 minutes are over, you only get 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the question paper to the answer script. The instructions have to be followed very, very carefully to be able to tackle this question, this module. The audio is only played once. It is not repeated. So the concentration and the focus have to be at the peak. The biggest way to save time and be very prompt is that during the audio is going on, the student should keep the answer sheet away and make sure that they do all their answering, notes, everything on the question paper. They are going to get a 10 minutes time extra after the audio clip is over to transfer the main answer from the question paper to the answer script, which will be the submission. Now, next is the reading section. A reading section is a 1-hour section which has about 3 sections, maybe 3 passages for or maybe more than 3, depending on which module is a student taking. 40 questions are there. Passages obviously during the exam will be different, will be unknown, but the question types will be something that we can always practice in advance to be able to know the tricks to solve it. One should not spend a lot of time trying to solve a question. You don't get additional 1 minute also to transfer any answer. It has to be done during the class itself. Like this is during that 1 hour, you have to have your own answers on the answer script. 60 minutes later, your answer script is taken away for the reading section. My point is, in the reading, there is no point in getting deeply involved in the passage because nobody's going to ask you what the passage is all about after the section is over. Best is to do a quick scanning of the passage so that you don't waste too much of time reading it in depth. It is basically just to scan the passage to get a rough idea of what is the passage all about. so that when you start attempting the questions, you know which part of the paragraph you might find the answer. Then is guesswork. Now, there are a lot of questions where, guessing is required because you're not able to either answer because of time constraint or because you are not able to find an answer. There is no negative marking. Therefore, I will always suggest a person to do a guesswork, because 12% times the guesswork does act as a right answer. If you have like 1 minute, 5 questions to go, you can't do any, fine. Don't leave a blank. Leaving a blank is also 0. An answer wrong is also a 0. But an answer right is 1 score. So let's take a play of trying to score 1. So just give a quick guesswork of whatever answers you think should match. Now, practice smart, not hard. Yes, people say, oh, if you practice 2 papers every day, so you would be able to achieve the right score. No. It is, you need to be able to understand what is the process, the exam pattern, where is your concentration going, which is taking away a lot of time. Practicing 4 papers also every day can make you only score a 6, but maybe practicing 1 paper smartly every day can score you a 8. You need to understand which is your weakness and what is your strength, accordingly act. Writing section, you have 2 tasks, either a letter and an essay or a report and an essay, depending on the module you are taking the exam. No need to memorize the topics. Best way is read a lot of sample answers so you know that what kind of content can match the other. Along with that, try writing. Write at least, if you're not habituated to writing, write 1 essay every day. Get somebody to check it so that you know that, are you making grammar mistakes? Are you having a problem with the content? Are you having a problem with linking? Or are you having a problem with the vocabulary? I am not asking you to put in big words of vocab. I am saying use words related to the topic. So if you get your writing corrected, you would be able in a position to understand what is going wrong, and then you'll be able to correct it. Last is the speaking section. It is a one-on-one face interview where you have to sit across the examiner and questions will be asked to you. You have to be confident enough to be able to answer. Questions are not something which is going to be scary or anything to do with your application or your visa. They're very generalized questions. You should be able to answer them in a very confident manner. Even if there is a section in the speaking test where you'll be asked to describe a certain incident of your life or some hobby or something, it is not necessary you have to talk about everything in the most honest manner. You have to be creative. Like if they ask you a road trip, you might not have ever gone on a road trip, but you have indeed always had one dream of going on a road trip with friends. Just pick that up, put in a location, put in details and say it. Nobody's coming to verify. These are the 4 sections. Now, my point is, how do you crack the IELTS? Very important. Prepare. Don't procrastinate. Or what do you mean by procrastinate? It means don't do an act of saying, oh, I am preparing so hard. Why am I still not getting? Don't put yourself into the sympathy zone. Or don't act as if you're doing so much of hard work and practice till you're not getting. IELTS is not a difficult exam. It's an exam where you can achieve if you are smartly dealing with it. Don't get into too depth of the exam. Also, don't get overconfident that, it's a communication exam, I can easily do it. No. Start your prep in a very easy manner. Start with section-wise first. Get each of your section in order that, yes, you have the confidence to be able to deal with any kind of question, any kind of a passage, audio for that section. Once you are confident about each section, move to a full-length paper. The exam is a 2-hour 40-minute, that is listening, reading, writing. Speaking is usually on a second day of the exam, which is again a 15-minute affair. So do 2-hour 40 minutes, take a break, then do the speaking. 2-hour 40 minutes, you don't get a break. So you have to do it at a stretch. So make yourself, get your body, get your mind used to sitting for 2-hour 40 minutes. It's a pen and a pencil exam. Sorry, paper and a pencil exam. So we have lost the habit of writing the exams. We are more used to doing everything online. Get back to the habit of using a pencil and a paper to start practicing. In a reading, it is not going to be very straight-cut answers given to you. Have focus on paragraphs. And which paragraphs? Utilize all kind of tricks of marking your keywords, using your question paper to strategize your questions, make predictions, read facts. Just don't get outside knowledge. For example, if a passage is about kangaroos, I know kangaroos are the national animal of Australia. But if they are mentioning that kangaroos are the national animal of India, it's okay. It's a passage which they've given. You don't need to sit down and correct that. Secondly, keep a watch on the timing. Always have one eye on the clock saying that how much time is left. Writing, brainstorm. An essay, read the topic, understand, prepare your pointers, then attack the question instead of reading the topic and getting completely stressed about it and not understanding how do you do it. Don't spend too much of time in doing the introduction. Simply start with a very general introduction. Use the question, repeat the question in your own words to describe the introduction and get on with your main points. Elaborate. If you're not getting too many points, fine, not a problem. Take 2 points only. Elaborate. Explain your stance using an example. Use good words. Create a logical flow. And at the end, give a conclusion. Even a one-line conclusion always helps. And do not panic. If your head is going blank, it's okay. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Rethink. Break up the question into 2 parts and then think. Yes, you might come across certain topics which you have maybe heard about but never dealt with. It's okay. Not to worry. But tackle it easily. After you have written, take a minute to check your word to make sure you don't have spelling or grammar mistakes. Your punctuations are okay. You've not repeated something or you have not left something incomplete. It is very important to make sure that these small mistakes are not there because they can cause you to score less because you will be penalized if you have too many spelling mistakes. Speaking. We usually get nervous. Oh, I have to speak in front of a stranger and the stranger is going to be scoring what I speak. No, very casually go down. Do not be nervous. It's a casual conversation. Sit down comfortably. Be alert. Be presentable, but do not be stern and stiff. Answer. Give open-ended answers. Don't give close-ended answers. Let's say I ask you, what is your name? Just don't give me 2 words and say XYZ. Say, my name is XYZ. Where are you from? Kolkata is not the answer. I am from, let's say, Rajasthan. I am from Rajasthan. Basically, my natives are from Rajasthan. It's a small village named ABC. But for the last 10, 20, 30 years, I'm residing in Calcutta, which has now become my permanent residence. And in Calcutta, I live in so-and-so part of it. The more you are able to answer, they are basically checking on how well can you understand the question and reply. The second part of the speaking test, where you are going to be given a topic and you need to tell a story. I'm going back to the same question of talk about a road trip. So if I may not have ever gone to a road trip, but I can talk about a road trip from from let's say Delhi to Chandigarh. So I would say, we decided on a sudden weekend of going to a place near Delhi, which is called Chandigarh. It's again another city, but it is a city in the state of Haryana. It's a very lush green city, and the main features are the garden there, the food, the ambience, and it's less polluted than my own city. It's a 2.5 hour drive, so we were 4 of us. We took a car and we drove. We had been planning for a very long time because one of my friends has a big bungalow there, and everything is very natively still there. Things have not modernized. The city has modernized, but a lot of things are still pending to be, go about it that way. This is all about, and listening is focus. Hear the instructions very, very carefully and answer. Do not jump out of the instructions. Do not try to say that I can multitask. If the instruction says read question 1 to 6, only read 1 to 6. Don't say time here, let me try 7 to 10 also. You will get your fair share of 7 to 10 also. So basically, this is all about the IELTS exam.